God brought me through. Not halfway, not barely, but fully, completely, undeniably. I'm standing in a place I once prayed just to reach, breathing air I once thought I'd never taste again. This isn't chance, this is grace in motion, mercy in rhythm, favor unfolding right in front of me. I remember the valley, the one that tried to swallow me whole. The weight, the worry, the nights that stretched longer than my strength. The moments where hope felt thin and fear felt familiar. I remember calling your name with trembling breath, wondering if you heard me through the noise of my own pain. The nights when trouble laid itself across my chest, when the hurt ran deep and the hours felt long, and I had to trust God just to make it to morning. But even then, you were working in places I didn't have the power to reach. You were lifting burdens I didn't have the strength to carry. You were fighting battles I didn't even know were mine. You were holding me together when everything else was falling apart. God brought me through the storm, the kind that bends your spirit and bruises your faith, the kind that makes you question if morning will ever come. But you kept my mind when fear tried to steal it. You kept my heart when pain tried to break it. You kept my purpose when doubt tried to bury it. Now I rise, not as the woman who barely survived, but as the woman who transformed the chains that held me. Lay broken at my feet, the lies that haunted me have lost their voice. The weight that crushed me has lost its power. I'm walking lighter, breathing deeper, loving louder, trusting stronger. Lord, I thank you for the rescue, for stepping in when I didn't even know how close I was to breaking, for opening doors fear tried to close, for pouring peace where chaos tried to drown me, for giving strength when I had nothing left to give. God brought me through.
He brought me through it all.
And now my life carries the proof.
The hate.
Every scar is a story. Every tear is a seed. Every valley is a lesson. Every victory is a reminder that you never left me. Standing in sunlight that once felt impossible, wrapped in a future that once felt out of reach. This is my testimony, not of perfection, but of protection, not of ease, but of endurance, not of strength, but of surrender. I'm living in the overflow of a God who carried me when I couldn't carry myself. God brought me through. And I'm stepping into this next season with hands lifted, heart open, spirit ready. Because if you brought me through that, you can bring me through anything.
Woo! Rich Rising, and welcome everybody, and welcome to another day of Being God's Success Project. I am taujaloveoracle, and this room, this space, this energy is all about being God's success project. In knowing, seeing, speaking, loving, doing, feeling, and being. Today, amidst all this all this stuff that's going on in the world. Amidst all the stuff that's going on, you know, the hate, the racism, the wars, the sickness, the suffering, the lack, the deep sense of lack. Today, I wanted to talk to us about the things the mind, the spirit, the soul. I wanted to talk to you guys about you, because I realized that we spend so much time looking outside that we forget to take care of the things that are inside. We forget to take care of ourselves. You forget to take care of your mind, your spirit, and your soul. You're forgetting to take care of this. And this is what is happening that is allowing for so much negativity to come out. The mind. The mind refers to the cognitive and conscious faculties that allow a person to think. Now we know that think is thought and thought manifests. This is why you guys got to go back and watch some of these shows, because I did think already. Thinking is thought. Thought manifests. So for a person to think, reason, feel emotions, and remember, that's the mind. Then we have the spirit. The spirit refers to the non-physical vital essence of a person or living being, often tied to consciousness, character, or the soul. So I want to put it all together, the verses of the three. So the mind manages thoughts and logic, while the soul is your unique emotional and physiological identity. That wasn't coming out from nothing. Woo! And the spirit represents the life force and connection to the divine or universal consciousness. We got to get all three of these together, y'all. We have to work on the mind, because the mind is where we think. The mind is where we process. The mind is where the logics of good, bad, in, out, evil, good, our logic. Our mind is the place that we have the biggest talk. This thing inside here, because this is where it is, right? You can hear it. Like right now, I could hear a voice in my head. I can't see it. I can't see it, but I can hear it. I don't hear it from my arm. I don't hear it from my leg. I hear it from in here. I hear it from the top of this thing. Where's it coming from, though? I don't know where it's coming from, but I know that it's in there. And that's where we start to bring the past, the present, and the future into play instantly, momentarily, omnipresent, omnipotent, whatever you want to put it in. When we are using our minds, that communication that we're having, that thinking process, thinking that you want your arm to go up, thinking that you want to walk, because, and you know what? When you're dealing with people who can't do something, when you can't do something, that's when you realize how important that thing is. When I couldn't raise my arm all the way, I didn't realize how important raising my arm all the way was and how it activated within my body. Being able to have that freedom to put my arms all the way up. Our minds is a place that if we do not get control of it, if we do not take control of the way we think, our reasoning, the way we feel our emotions, if we do not get in tune with this thing, we are going to consistently keep feeling out of alignment. That's the key right there. Because it's feel emotions. So when you are not allowing your mind to flow in the right direction, which means in a positive direction, because the mind likes positivity. As soon as you start saying thank you and you start to smile, the brain instantly starts to send these psh, 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 psh. Oh, yes, they're happy, they enjoy. You actually your mind starts to feel a sense of peace. If you had a headache, it starts to go away. Because your mind is in a place. Your mind is in a place because you are You're thinking. Oh, and trust and believe. I told you guys already. Past, present, and future are all now. So whatever you were thinking, even if you were thinking like, oh, you know what? If I was there, I would do this. If I was there, I would do that. I want you to know that you were there in your mind and you are bringing your energy into doing this or that. So you might think that your mind isn't a big deal, but your mind is, you better get that shit in control. You have to get your mind in control, because if you don't get your mind in control, you cannot get the non-physical, vital essence, the living being that is you. You will not be able to get that in control because it's dealing with your consciousness. And your consciousness is still taking you back to what you think. Because what you become conscious of is what you were thinking. So you become conscious of poverty. Once you become conscious of poverty, your mind is going to start to accept it, start to build thoughts, build things around it. And it's for you to be able to take yourself and take all of these things and get yourself into a level of control. That's why you're suffering right now. I could tell you you're suffering right now in your life. All the wars, all the destruction, everything that is happening right now in your life, it's happening starting first in your mind. Then it goes down into your spirit. I just want you to know that. I want you to know that whatever you have going on in your mind enters into your spirit. And you see what your soul is, right? Your soul is just a unique emotional and physiological identity. So your soul is tied between how you see yourself in the mind and how your spirit brings that life force back to you. How is your life bringing that life force back to you? Look at your outside world and look at the circumstances that you're dealing with right now. Look at the circumstances that you're dealing with in your life right now through your health. You've been thinking it. You've been giving it power. You've been giving it energy. It's right here. When you change your mind, it allows for everything to shift. I remember my cousin saying to me one time, she said, you know, violence lives in the Black imagination. It lives in our mind. Most of the suffering that we deal with as Black people right now is because of what we have accepted within our minds, what we play out in our minds, what we have allowed to become precedent in our mind. So if that's hate, your life is revolved around that. Your spirit, your soul, everything is engulfed in hate. You can't get away from it. You can't get around yourself. Whatever you are focusing your mind, because your mind refers to the cognitive and conscious faculties that allows a person to think, reason, feel emotions, and remember. It is a conscious thing. And your soul is often tied to your consciousness. Your soul is tied to your consciousness. Your spirit is tied to the universal consciousness. So if you are not moving in a state of awareness, if you are not moving in a state of being aware of what you are putting out there, and what you are putting down, and what you are getting back, if you're not realizing it's all you, you're going to stay in the pattern that the world wants you in. I look at this Nolan Wells thing, and I realize people love hate. I realize as I sit and I watch this thing play out, as I watch this investigation play out, I've dealt with investigations before. I've seen them play themselves out, and it's never an overnight thing. I could promise you that it's not an overnight thing. Sometimes they have to investigate for months to figure out exactly what happened, because there's so many details and details and details, and then there's this, there's conflicting, there's all kinds of stuff that ends up coming up when you're dealing with an investigation. But instead of saying, hey, look, I want to find out what happened to my son, everything went on race. It didn't go on the fact that there's a young man that has passed. His passing has now become another fueling for our minds to stay in a conscious state of division. Nothing that happens out here in these streets is by accident. You thought this shit first. That's why I come and I speak to your mind. That's why I come. Sometimes I might piss some of y'all off in some of the things that I say, because I have other shows that I'm very, very much more forward. I said what I said. See, when I said what I said, I'm just going to say what the fuck I got to say, and you may not like it, but who cares? Because it's about shaking your spirit up. It's about waking up your mind. Because if we do not get our minds together, y'all, our spirit and our soul is not going to be in a place of growth, healing, or alignment. We're basically screwing ourselves. We're screwing ourselves with a rusty dildo. Let me just put it to you like that. We are destroying ourselves, not even physically. You are destroying yourself on a mental basis. You are destroying yourself on a cognitive and conscious basis. Nobody could do it to you. Nobody could do it for you. You are just in a place of having to understand there's a lot in here. Your sickness, your hate, your love, your peace, it's all sitting right here in the mind. And the non-physical part of us sits down there and takes all this shit that we give it. You know how pissed off your spirit is at you? You know how pissed off your soul is at you? Do you know how pissed off this energy is with you? Pissed. Your spirit, your soul is pissed with you right now because you won't take control of your mind. I watched a woman this morning say that she regrew, one of the only people to regrow her thyroid. That's what made me have this conversation with y'all this morning, because that's the energy that they wanted me to bring to y'all. I was like, okay. She regrew her fucking thyroid. I've watched people who they said would never be able to walk again. Walk, run, gallop, frolic. I've seen people who they told that, I know someone in this room. They told her that her son wasn't going to live past 3. He's 13. When you get in control of your mind, you can change anything. But you must get in control of your mind. You have to align it. because it is your cognitive and your conscious faculty. It's another one of your basic, let's just say one of your powers that you don't use. People think that if you don't, whatever you're thinking, you're literally dealing with by yourself. I want you to know that's not the truth. Everything that you're dealing with, hold on. Everything that you're dealing with, baby, it's coming out of that mind of yours. So I want to look up the word faculties, right? Because it says, refers to cognitive and conscious faculties. So what is faculties? Faculties primarily refers to inherent mental and physical powers like sight or reasoning, or the teaching staff at an educational institution. Right? So when we look at our faculties, we're looking at our senses, our wits, our capabilities. That's why we call staff the faculty of the school, because they're the ones that's going to be showing their capabilities, because they have to show their capability to be able to teach you. That's why they're called a faculty, because they're getting in your mind. It is part of the mental and physical powers. So you having these mental, physical powers, right? Let's put it into terms. Refers to the cognitive and conscious, right? Now I'm going to use these words. Conscious, inherent mental or physical powers that allow a person to think, reason, feel emotions, and remember. So when you're dealing with your faculties, you're dealing with your power. You're dealing with your mental or physical power. And yet, so many of you do not use this mental or physical power to do nothing but destroy yourselves. When I look at the world and I look at the amount of hate that's in it, I realize, nah, it's us. If we would have just come together instead of pointing fingers at each other, I realize it's like we just look for something so that we can have something to fuel. Because I look at this Nolan Wells thing, and it blows my mind that it went from a young boy who did pass away to it becoming a fucking race war, to it becoming a complete black and white thing. And I want you to know, and this is also why I wanted to talk about the mind and the spirit. Because when we're dealing with the mind, when we look at the color that represents the mind, it's usually white. Because we're supposed to keep our minds in a very pure space. When you are dealing with white, you are dealing with letting in the full light. And that light shines so bright that it eradicates the color. While when we're dealing with the spirit, we're taking away all of this energy. And we're dealing with the root, we're dealing with the core. We're dealing with what happens when we close our eyes and we turn off the lights. Because now we're dealing with the consciousness, that soul essence of you, that hidden part of you, that inside, that depths of who you are. That's your spirit. But your spirit is affected by your mind. That's why there's a battle. That's why there's a battle between the spirit and the mind. And we've now put it out. The battle between the spirit and the mind is the battle between black and white. And when God showed me that years ago, I stopped battling the mind. I take control of the mind. I control my mind. I don't give my mind more power than it needs to have. So which means I don't give no man no more power than it needs to have. There's no man that's above me because there's no God that I have above me. Remember our first commandment? You were made in the image and likeness. If I look at you, I can tell what your mama look like and what your daddy look like. I can tell who you more favor compared to who you don't favor, but I can see the features of your mother and your father on your face. It's the same thing with your spirit and your mind. You could see the mother and father in you. So I could see the Father in you because I could see the Spirit. And I want you to know the mind is the mother. Because the mother is the one that you can impregnate. And she will give birth. She will give life to it. So your mind is the mother and your father is the spirit. So you're always working in conjunction with the two. Just so you know. Just so you guys aren't lost with the fact that you are always dealing with the mind and the spirit at the same time. You're always dealing with the mother and the father. You're dealing with that what they call the soul and the flesh. That duality is an encompassment. And so that's why you have to get the mother in control. You have to help heal the mother. Because until the mother is healed, she's going to keep giving birth to things that are lame. She's going to keep giving birth to things that don't serve you. Right now, in your life, in your energy, in your field, how many things are you giving birth to that does not serve you? How much? How much lack have you told yourself? How much not good enough have you told yourself? How much lies have you told yourself in the name of what the world might say? With you comparing yourself to others, you breaking every commandment for yourself. Because you're looking at another and you're like, oh, I wonder why they have that and I don't have it. And you're putting yourself into too many elements, honey, that just ain't working for you. Look at the mind and see how what you have been thinking has been materializing. Because what you've been thinking has been materializing. What you've been thinking has been coming into being fully. And so get control of your mind. Because until you get control of your mind, you are pushing your spirit into chaos. You're pushing your soul into chaos. That's why you still encounter so much. Notice when you're angry, you're going to encounter everybody to piss you off. Why the fuck did you do that? When you're happy, notice the occurrences that happen in your life. Look how those emotions feel. Look how someone will give you something. Doors are open. You'll meet the person that you didn't even expect to meet. We have to get control of our mind, and until we can get control of our mind, we are losing. And I know you guys think that, oh, well, we could blame the government and we could do this and we could do that, but you can't. The government is not in control of this. The hate, the division, all of these things are things that we hold on to. My fucking computer's not, my goddamn screen isn't working. It's something that I think we really need to have a clear understanding of. Shit, making a mess over here, because the screen ain't fucking working. I need my screen to work because I need it to do what I need it to do. Come on, thing. The mind is a powerful thing. And when I say powerful, I mean powerful. I remember when we were little, it was like a mind is what was the saying? Something about a mind is something to waste. Ah, damn, I can't remember the saying. Ah, come on, computer, man. What is your fucking glitch? Thank you. Come on now. What's happening with this thing? Tell y'all, when I be putting on a show for y'all, I be going through some stuff trying to get these shows on for y'all. Y'all don't even know. I be going through things to get this done. Because why isn't this screen coming on? As I touch it, it goes out. It's like there's a short in it or something. There wasn't no short in it yesterday. Anyway, I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to move it because I do need the screen to work. Because, I've been talking to you guys about the mind. Getting your mind together. Every show about thinking, about all of these processes. If we don't get our minds together, your life is never going to unfold the way you want it to. Like when I say that, I know people think, oh, well, that's dramatic. That's over exaggerated. But baby, it's not. You getting your mind together, it's vital. It's vital. Come on, thing. Damn. You getting your mind together is vital. Because it's going to lead you into a place that you would have never even imagined that you can go. In a peace, in a calm. Oh, God, it brings you so much. It brings you so much. And I want you guys to really understand. So I've been bringing you on Friday, we watched a little piece of this. And I want us to understand the power of the mind. Like, I've recommended this to people numerous times. It's called Superhuman, Invisible Made Visible. To show you the power of how our mind works. And when you start to have a better understanding of how your mind works and how we are such powerful beings, faculties. Remember, I went back to you now and I told you what faculty is. That's your mental or physical power. It's your mental or physical power. And you guys aren't using it. You guys aren't even using it. Thank you, Angie, for liking the live. I appreciate you. Somebody's liking it. At least I'm saying something to somebody. Somebody's getting what the hell I'm putting down. And I'm grateful because holy shit, people. All right, so let me put the volume up on this here. Ah, fuck off, man. Could we put the volume up? Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Ah, fuck. Okay, hold on. I gotta let that. Now I gotta go for commercials.
This room, it was beyond extravagant.
It's been called the eighth wonder of the world. If you want to see something truly breathtaking, come in closer.
I'm about to play something.
Not everything about this castle is as it seems.
I want you guys to have an
This
understanding.
is the secret passage.
Sometimes when you're talking to people,
British palaces
just
are
don't get it.
temples of kings
And
and
it's okay,
queens
because
and their taste for
everyone
extravagance.
has their own cognitive way of getting things. And so for me, I'm gonna give y'all 1,000 different examples. I don't like to just be a one person way. It's just like, oh, take it from me. No. Let me show you this shit scientifically, spiritually. Let me show you this shit from many different levels so that you can get it, because you getting it is vital. You getting it is key. So this is called Superhuman, Invisible Made Visible. And I just I want to get to the part that I want to get to. I mean, y'all really need to watch this whole thing. That's all I'm going to say. If you can watch
What
this
makes
whole
people truly fulfilled?
thing. But I'm going to play it so
Is
you
it
guys can
love?
hear.
Family? Success?
Hold on.
Or is it finding out who you really are? What you are truly made of? So you know your purpose here on Earth and your connection to the universe.
You guys don't really even understand how powerful you are.
We exist as physical beings in a physical reality, while our mind is in constant communication with unseen forces in unknown worlds.
Yep.
We are the visible part of a potentially infinite, invisible realm. How do the two worlds, mind and matter, coexist, collide, and interact?
Because the energy is all around us and energy is all connected to all different types of energy, you can communicate with all types of different things.
In your head, you just need to think, please may I turn my energy on, or anything like that, a trigger of energy, and then just turn it on.
And to Joseph.
It's quite a warm sensation inside your body, it's quite tingly. And then your subconscious mind kind of realizes it.
As a kid, I met him down this like alleyway, and ever since we've been playing in my head or somewhere else.
But he speaks energy, it doesn't speak our language.
Nope. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. That's literally all there is to it.
Many children, when I was young, I was very, very sensitive.
Everything is energy.
Even at the age of 5, I realized I could perceive the subtle energy. I would look at someone and I would see the energy around them. I could feel the emotions,
everything.
what they were going through. I would
I
put
could
my
see if they were
hand
good or
up
bad.
and I could hear their thoughts sometimes.
Yep. And now,
That
it's
got
my
me on a
profession.
journey of
Isn't that
discovery
great?
and research in the field of consciousness. how consciousness works in the physical world and how we can answer some of these questions. For example, when we sense the presence of someone, but there's no one there, what are we tapping into? What are we coming in contact with?
What are you coming in contact with?
How can we perceive an event before it happens or remotely at a distance? Is it possible to change the chemistry of your body or even your DNA? How is it that you can move a physical object without any contact with this physical object? Or use your consciousness to see without your physical eyes?
The rain was tapping,
The mind
and
is
the
a powerful
windows,
thing, isn't it?
and the wind was banging.
These are the phenomena that we're exploring here with a new scientific approach that could potentially explain it all. And it turns out that this field that we call parapsychology is not only widespread, but it is universal.
Yep.
I have about 100 articles published in journals, and each one of those usually reports between 1 to 5 or 6 experiments. So somewhere in the number of hundreds of experiments. In terms of people involved, a few thousand people, perhaps.
So I've studied probably numbering in the hundreds of cases. I've captured, I don't know how many dozens or hundreds of what we call EVPs, of recordings of voices.
There are actually many credible institutions around the world that have dedicated many years of research in this field of psi phenomena, or what we call parapsychology. There are programs in the government that ran for over 20 years with millions of dollars in funding, using psychic abilities, for example, to spy on a foreign government.
Yep.
We know for a fact that the Russians were involved in this. We know for a fact that the Chinese were and are probably still involved.
Yep.
The United States government and several other countries are more open-minded to this. Russia comes to mind.
The Japanese were very involved. In fact, Sony Corporation had a long ongoing parapsychology program.
We know our own CIA had been experimenting in psychic tests and abilities and projects like MK Ultra.
The Israelis had an interest in it and may still.
It's very well established.
If these credible institutions and governments around the world are dedicating so much research and funding into this field,
and yet you don't want to use yours.
There's something there.
In graduate school in about 1970,
you don't want to use yours. You don't want to use the power that you have right now to take control of your mind. But all your governments, everybody's using this shit against you.
And I found out that I could debug the software I was writing in my nuclear physics studies in a meditation state much more accurately and quicker than I could if I were actually looking at the printouts. The lines that had errors in them were red. The others were black.
Invisible made visible.
And that kind of crashed my reality. Up until that time, like most physicists,
but you can
I
see it
believed
free
that
on
if
Plex.
you couldn't measure it, then it didn't exist.
Let me
so
put it
I
in
would
the
do
chat.
experiments in that I could have one of these effects and then change a variable and then do it again and then change that variable a little more and do it again. From consciousness, your intent can modify future probability, can modify what happens in the physical world.
There you go. I put it
which
in the
means
chat,
that consciousness is the fundamental thing, and the physical world
they let me
is a
pin it.
derivative
Sometimes they
of
don't let me pin it.
consciousness.
But that's
So
what
I
it's
knew
called.
that
Superhuman,
consciousness
invisible,
theory
made
should
visible.
also contain physics theory.
I finished my neurosurgical
It is
training at
something
Duke
so powerful. If you
in
guys can just take a
1987,
second and watch
and then I started work at
I
Harvard
watched
Medical
it 3
School
times in a row when
after
I
doing
watched it.
a fellowship in
I watched it once,
cerebrovascular
and then I just kept on
neurosurgery.
rewinding it. It
All
was
along,
my day.
thinking
I was like, oh
understood
my
something
God.
about brain, mind, and
This is
consciousness.
how powerful I am? The
And that,
fuck
of
am I
course,
doing with
was the
myself?
tremendous gift of
And I've
my
been working
near-death
to change my life
experience,
since.
is finding out that what I thought was a worldview that we just assumed to be true is actually false, that consciousness is primordial. All of this emergent reality basically emerges from consciousness. And it opens the door to a tremendous amount of understanding about consciousness and the mind and the power that human beings have over their unfolding reality.
If consciousness is fundamental, where does the physical world end and consciousness begin?
The physical world is a product of the consciousness world.
Boom.
One is within the other. It's not an either or. It's all one thing.
It's not separate.
It isn't as though there's a physical world and there's a mental world. There's only one world. It's all consciousness. It's not just localized in there, it's everywhere. And it's also not in space, and it's not in time. It's somehow before space and time. That's what we mean by fundamental.
Yep.
Consciousness is a kind of a substance, a proto-substance perhaps, which is usually in a primordial, refined state that doesn't even appear to be matter or energy yet. But from that can emerge what we start seeing as a physical world.
Clear the way! It's time for the Big Bang!
They got commercials on this shit. If you want to watch it, you gotta watch the commercials.
For too many, that's the sound of childhood. It's why we exist.
I get to skip all these ads.
To create experiences so magical.
All right, so the ones I can't skip, I'm gonna just mute. I want to share this with you guys because I need you guys to understand your power and the mind and the power of your mind. I want you to understand that whatever you are thinking, you are materializing. What you think, you thought, you manifest. So your past, if you keep bringing the past into the now, it's going to stay in the now. That's how we still have hate. That's how we still have racism. That's how we still have division. That's how we still have these things, because we keep bringing the past into the now. And the now keeps creating our future. We can't get away from ourselves. And as much as we would like to get away from ourselves, we cannot. These commercials are cracking me the hell up. As much as we want to be able to get away from ourselves, we cannot get away from ourselves.
Consciousness is a continuum, and some forms of consciousness can appear to be hard matter.
Physicists of the 20th century in 1920 and 1930 pondered this quite a lot
Give me a little tap.
and concluded that consciousness must be there, even there was no direct way of detecting it.
The more you guys tap,
we could only see its physical effects. Consciousness as a whole can be described by the quantum attribute. It's just that the quantum attribute does not follow Newton's laws. It's not physical. It's an entirely different part of the description of matter in the universe.
If the physical world exists within consciousness, how come we can see one and not the other?
We see physical reality, and we think that we are physical bodies walking around in this physical reality.
Yep.
What we are is consciousness. We are pieces of consciousness playing avatars in a virtual reality game called this physical world. So the conscious comes here
in it right now.
with
Get your mind right.
Memory. So when it logs onto its avatar, that avatar is all it knows. So all of its experience is experience with that avatar, with that fetus, with that newborn. This is an apple, this is mama, you know, this is the door, this is my house. It just learns how to interpret the data. What's really happening is that the computer is sending this individuated unit of consciousness a data stream. That's how reality is created.
I do believe we live in a virtual game, but I don't necessarily believe that we live in a simulation.
Yes, I do.
No.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think simulation in the sense that it's like one giant video game.
I don't necessarily believe we live in a computer that somebody else created.
I feel like if that was the case, then there would be like technological glitches in the sky.
When I think about simulations or the Matrix, I believe we do.
We probably thought up this whole construct before we came here and decided, we're going to go in and we're going to play this game, and here are the rules, and we're going to go deep into it, and we're going to completely forget that we made this game.
I think we are the ones that are running the show.
I don't know who's running the show, but I can tell you at times I think it's a shit show. Complete shit show.
Life is an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors.
The waves that describe matter are basically spherical and surround the matter. But consciousness waves, which exist in the same quantum space, are now spiraling. Let's focus on the spin attribute because it is an attribute that is shared most intensely with the overall structuring of matter in the universe.
Yep.
My body had a whole lot of protons and electrons in it, and those produce a joint wave of great complexity that's describing my anatomy.
Yep.
Can you imagine that the description of spin in the universe starts with a global spin of the universe, which then restructures in more local spins, which have a memory of the initial global. We see all the galaxies rotating, and the stars in the galaxies are all rotating. The planets around the stars, like our Earth, is rotating once every 24 hours, and so on. Some of that rotation is a memory of the initial rotation. Therefore, the universe is imbued with this enormous description of rotation, from atomic matter scales to the global scales of galaxies and their clusterings and voids and the overall structuring of matter in our universe.
We're always circulating.
Consciousness waves do share this attribute of spinning and rotating, and our minds can begin to interact with this.
If the universe is based on spin and consciousness waves and can connect two minds, how would we demonstrate that in real life?
I was at Fort Meade working as a Mideast analyst. What I didn't know is I lived next door to the operations officer and training officer for the remote viewing unit. They invited me over to their offices and sat me down and said, well, what we do here is collect intelligence against foreign threats using a parapsychology discipline called remote viewing. We essentially want to invite you to become a psychic spy. The U.S. intelligence community had been following what the Russians were up to and the Soviets and discovered they were pursuing parapsychology pursuits. And so the CIA was obligated to check this out. And at a certain point, they were having such good success that the CIA said, we ought to be using it against the Russians, you know? And at that point, then it went operational and started collecting intelligence against the Russians using remote viewing, and the Chinese and a bunch of other people. A viewer who is well-trained and has a lot of experience produces information that is clearly remote viewing in origin, you know, these clearly psychic, if you will, in origin, roughly 70% of the time.
Yep.
Because of the Soviet aggression, I have asked the United States Senate to defer further consideration of the SALT II treaty.
In the 70s, when Jimmy Carter was president, they were trying to figure out how to base these missiles so that the Soviets couldn't take out our missile systems.
You're gonna learn something today.
So they built this racetrack plant, kind of a shell game deal, where you had a bunch of these shelters out in the desert, and you shuttle the missile randomly between the shelters, and that would make it practically impossible for the Soviets to actually hit that missile. The problem was we had to find out if there was a way that the Soviets could beat the system. And so the SRI, Stanford Research Institute folks, did a study, and they were able to identify 100% of the time where the missile would be. And that information was provided to Carter, and Carter canceled the basing plan because it became obvious that there was a way of beating it.
I've directed that no high technology or other strategic items will be licensed for sale to the Soviet Union until further notice.
It did affect policy. It did affect a high-level government decision. And there is actually a letter from John Warner that confirms this.
If there is such a thing as a psychic spy, I was curious to learn how the soldiers may have been trained to spy on the Russians. Actress, producer, and inspirational speaker Rachel Brooks Smith, who is well familiar with mind-body work, was fascinated by the subject and decided to give it a try.
So, Paul.
Hello.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
We saw each other at that conference. When I met you, I thought Rachel would be fascinated.
This is why I tell everybody you can.
I am.
Everybody has psychic abilities.
I believe so much.
Everybody. If you
I
just
guess all of our
listen to
superhuman
yourself.
abilities that we have that are untapped. And
if you could just
am on
listen
such
to
a path
yourself,
to discover
the
those and
things that
strengthen
you
those
could
and share them. So
unfold
I'm just,
would be incredible.
The interesting, the term you use, superhuman. I like to think that it's normal human.
I love that. Yeah.
But that our society hasn't recognized the fact that this is part of normality. So
this is who we
is
are.
an interesting thing. It's a way of focusing
we just haven't
your
tapped
subconscious
into
mind.
it yet.
Your subconscious mind knows the answer. It's your conscious awareness that doesn't. And so this serves to focus your subconscious mind, and then as you're going to write this stuff down, that's a way of bringing that into your conscious awareness. You're trying to get your subconscious.
Just want to pin it again. This is what we're watching right here.
I've tried to narrow it down to very core elements to give you at least a flavor of how remote viewing works.
I would love to try.
Okay.
It's like a crash course.
Yeah, right.
It's a crash course. Every molecule, every atom that's here.
I want you guys to try this. I want you guys to try it. I did classes with it for a while, and it was pretty dope.
What we're going to do is call an outbounder experiment. So Caroline and a couple other folks will pick a target outside of here where we won't be able to know what it is. Then they will go to that target, and they will interact with it as best they can. Maybe they can touch it or feel it or smell it or ride around it, whatever it is. Meanwhile, we'll be back here. You're going to go find them consciously. You're going to send your consciousness there to find where they are, and then you'll report on the location where they're at. And if you pick up on it, you'll report on the things that they're doing. Yeah. So
just to clarify, you don't know where we're going.
No, I have no idea. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Now, that's the thing, and I want you guys to try this experiment. Have a friend go someplace. You don't know where they're going. And literally write down, let them touch things, let them maneuver, and you write down everything that comes to you at the time.
So, Rachel, what you're going to do is you're going
and you will see how powerful you really are as a human being.
Where Caroline, Evan,
and how powerful your mind is.
And you're going to attempt to perceive and describe the setting that they're in.
Do you hear those beeps?
Okay.
For too many.
We're in commercial mode again. All right. So I want you guys to really take the opportunity to look and see and connect. Go look at Superhuman, Visible Made Visible. It will help you so much in understanding the power of your mind, right? Because you have the cognitive and conscious faculties. Your faculties are your mental and physical, and I always put and because you have them both, your mental and physical powers that allow you as a person to think, reason, and feel emotions and remember. And so you want to get into getting in control of your mind today. Break the hate, break the confusion, break the sickness, break all of that. There's a woman right now, I wanna see if I can find a video of this, where she talks about growing back her own thyroid. So let me see if I can find it. It's I think it's the Mensa. Let me see. Let me just put in that. There he is. There he is. This one is. I want to see if I can find the one that I watched where she talked about regrowing her thyroid. Because, I mean, they be saying the word. Hold on, let me see. I'm looking to see. Where are you, lady? Okay, he was in the car, so let me see if I can find the video. Because I remember they were sitting in the car talking. Is it this one?
One of the things that I tell my students all the time is that your children are always watching. So many women.
Okay, so I think it's this one. Oh, I wish I would have saved it. Okay, there was that one. All right, so okay, I'm getting closer, y'all. I'm getting closer. I am getting closer. Okay, hold on. I think
you are looking in the mirror, if somebody is working on becoming better, right? And they want to heal their
it's not that one.
Things that you are. So there was this group of friends that they turned off all the lights in the house.
Okay, it's not this one. I'm getting closer, y'all. I'm getting closer. I am getting closer. Shit. Okay, I don't know. All right. Next time I find it, I'm gonna save it. What's that, Crystal?
food stamps. When I got money, because the struggle,
It's the
my son just taught a lesson about God being everything in all of us in everywhere.
all right. I'm
At the same
just
time.
let us hear
And
this
when
one.
he said it, I wasn't ready for that to come out of his mouth. I discovered what he was teaching during an ayahuasca ceremony, and I never shared it anybody. Never. When I woke up to the truth of who we were, I was like, oh my God, the world's not ready to hear this. I'm not telling anybody. I
We
never
got
tell
it.
anybody. So for him
We're
to
ready
know
to hear
in
it,
that
y'all.
moment, like I always knew that he was special and that he was gifted, but for him to know that, and I didn't teach him that. I've taught him a lot, but I didn't teach him that yet. And it woke me up because even though I know that truth, that means if God's all of us, then the way we treat others, like that's how we're treating God.
Yep.
And are we respecting God? Are we honoring God? Are we loving
Even
God?
if you don't
Are we
believe.
being kind to God?
Are
Like,
you?
my mind has went to so many different places.
That
If you're unkind to
coworker, that
yourself,
boyfriend,
means
that
you're unkind to
girlfriend,
God. And
that
that means
person that you
disconnected
shitting
from your
on.
power to create. And if
You're
you're
doing that to
disconnected from your
God.
power to create, that love that you want, that abundance you want, that peace that you want, that ease that you want, the successful marriage that you want, then you're disconnected from your ability to create it and have it. Because there's part of you that doesn't believe that you deserve it. Because if you're mistreating yourself, then of course you don't think you're worthy of having that which it is that you want. But once you honor and revere yourself as the God that is within you, that you are, then of course you feel worthy of abundance of love and everything else you're asking for. Of course you're going to be kind to thy neighbor because you're being kind to thyself. You're
That's
being kind to God.
it.
You're loving
How you treat yourself is how you're going to treat others.
But y'all, I need to sit on this. Now, my students will tell you that I'm super deep.
Period.
And when I'm teaching them, they have these wow aha moments. There's nobody else on the planet that makes me go wow except my son. He is the only person in the world that blows my mind away. That every time we sit down and talk, there is something he's teaching me or he's teaching me in a different way to see it that expands me, that opens me up. And what y'all are experiencing, I'm thankful that I get to experience that on a regular basis. And it's funny because people are like, are you feeding him that stuff? Like, is he just repeating what you're saying? Like, how? Like, even if I was feeding, even if I was that good, the way he understands what he's saying, and you clearly see that he understands it. And I know whoever the trolls that say it, they don't even believe it. But even as I'm saying in my brain, like, how would you be able to brainwash a kid to say the things that CJ says, or to know these things, or to understand it? It is mind-boggling to me. Like, it's impossible. You can't. You just can't. If I wanted to, I wish I was that smart to think of that. But even if I wanted to, you could not get a kid to be able to be that tapped in to really understand it. And every time I see that video, it just opens my heart wide open and I get teary-eyed all over again. Yeah. Y'all, my son just taught, stop compromising. You don't have to be beautiful. So your love blocks cause you to date broke men. And when I say a broke man,
Ooh, that's cool. I want you guys to take the opportunity to really, really, really get this. I come every day to give you guys, these definitions and these things because it's so important for you to understand the power of your mind and our circumstances and what it is that we are doing and how we are giving our power away and how we are transforming each other and putting things in each other's path. Because don't think everything that I do affects you and everything that you do affects me. As much as you might think, whatever, that's you over there. No, you over there is affecting me over here. And when we start to take a lot more accountability and responsibility for that energy, we will start to have a different level of peace. But you must utilize the faculties of your mind. You must use your power. Because if you are not willing to use your power to change your mind, don't complain about what's happening to your behind. Straight up. You don't get to run away from it. You don't get to run away from you. You don't get to hide from you. You don't get to not take responsibility for you. You have to. Because you're doing it anyway, whether you like it or not. I want y'all to know whether you like it or not. You're doing it. Because your life is constantly reflecting back at you. You're doing it. Your life is constantly, and when I say constantly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's why you're having problems with your coworkers. You're having problems with your man. That's why all the hate, the stuff, all the stuff keeps coming up. Why do you think it keeps coming up? It keeps coming up because you have tapped into it. You have given it your power. You have given it your energy. And because you've given it all of that charge, you've made it into your emotions. You've made it into who your alignments. You've made it into what you remember about people. Thank you, baby. You can either be a great thing in your life or you could be the worst thing in your life. But the power of your mind, you must get in control. The power of your mind is all that's going to save your behind. I'm looking for this video real bad, but basically what she was saying was that she has she was sick. I think it was her gallbladder, something like that. But they removed her whole entire thyroid. They took the whole thyroid out. And she regrew her thyroid. You hear what I just said to y'all, right? She regrew her thyroid. Rich Rising, everyone's coming in. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for being here because it is, I want to talk to y'all. I want to get right with y'all. And she literally regrew her own thyroid. And yes, you can. My arm was stuck like this for 3 years. I couldn't fucking move it past this point. And I started to work my mind and see that fucking arm working. I saw that arm working. I saw me being able to put my bra back on. I just kept on focusing on my mind. And I was like, whatever's in my mind that is stopping me from being able to move this arm, I release you. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't like, oh, let me dig and introspect. I wasn't doing none of that. But as I kept on saying, thank you for releasing whatever's in my mind, whatever's not working for me anymore, shit came up. That's when I started realizing that I still had a lot of self-hate. That's when I realized that I was still putting myself down a lot. That I was still questioning whether or not I was good enough to do or not do, or who heard me or who didn't hear me. I was focused on the negatives. I'm on an app where I look and I have almost 1,500 positive reviews on that site. Over 1,500, almost 1,500. I should be up to 1,500 now, right? 1,500 positive reviews out of almost 5,000 readings. I got about 21 because I just recently got one from this stupid girl. I just recently got one. So I know I should be at 21 negative reviews. Do you know those 21 negative reviews? I paid more attention to those than the other fucking almost 1,500 positive. Trying to figure out what's wrong with me from these people who just didn't want to accept the reality of what I was telling them. To the point where one day I went back and I was looking at the positive reviews because I was like, why not look at the positive? Why not just focus on the positive reviews instead of focusing on even trying to figure out how to make these 20 people happy when fucking 1,500 people are ecstatic and they love you and they're saying thank you. And I had one girl and she wrote, she was like, anybody that says they don't understand is because they don't want to understand. They want to blame her because she can't fix their situation. And that girl broke it down and I was like, yeah. And when I started going back through that energy, it was to remind me, always to remind me, Taja, you're going to have people that's not going to like you. You're going to have people who are not going to align with you. That's going to be minuscule. That's going to be minuscule compared to where you're really going to go. Those 21 people who didn't like me, I bet you anything they fucking ass right now is still living and experiencing what they were told, whether they wanted to accept it or not. And so I say to you guys, you have the power to shift your body, shift your mind. I've seen, hey, look, they told me I wasn't going to have no kids. Popped out one. Shit, I could have popped out 3, but we ain't going to talk about what I did. I remember they told a friend of mine that she wasn't going to have no children, that she had so much scar tissue, she could never produce a baby. She got 4 fucking kids. Mind over matter. When you use your mental and physical power and then direct it into the place that you want it to go, you can heal your body. You can shift your life. You can change your finances. You are the one that is giving it power. A faculty is your mental or physical power. And I say it's your mental and physical power because we're always using 2. Oh, here it is. I found it. I found it. Yes, girl. I know if I went through enough videos, I would find it. All right. So I want you guys to hear it for yourself.
First person in the world to regrow a working thyroid. It was
Hold on. Wait.
producing too much of a hormone.
Oh, come on.
They said that it was causing my heart to beat too fast.
Okay.
I'm the first person in the world to regrow a working thyroid. In 20, if you look in the mirror and your face stays the same, then
Oh shit! Hold on.
You have a pure heart.
Can we not do that? Can we rewind it back?
I'm the first person in the world to regrow.
Sorry, my finger touched it.
In 2019, and so I had Graves' disease, and my thyroid was producing too much of a hormone. And
Graves' disease. Sorry, I talked about the gallbladder. I knew it was a G.
Basically die. And when they did surgery, I didn't want to be on the medication, but I ended up surrendering. I surrendered right before the surgery because I thought having to get surgery, because I'm a pharmaceutical or was a pharmaceutical rep. So as a pharmaceutical rep, I know the side effects of medications, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. And anyway, so I had the surgery. They removed my complete thyroid. But every day I prayed and I asked my thyroid to come back. I put my hand over my throat, sending light to my throat, calling my thyroid back, calling for it to be healed. Long story short, I regrew a working thyroid. Now I was doing Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations, and Dr. Joe meditations have created miracles in all kinds of people's lives. But what do you think happened? Like, how did I do what's considered the impossible? Regrow literally an organ. That's like regrowing your heart or regrowing a liver or regrowing a kidney. How did I experience that miracle of regrowing a working organ? And how do people who are dealing with different illnesses or different pain, how do they have the same type of miracle?
Well, it's basically into speaking into it and then healing it, right? You speak into something and it grows better. You speak into plants and it grows better.
Yep.
You know that tree near the creek side?
Yep.
And it's super tall?
Yeah.
Someone must have spoken into it.
Yep.
That was like the tallest tree in the neighborhood.
Wow.
Yep.
So you're saying with any living thing, when you speak life into it, life happens? Yes.
Yep.
And because I spoke into it with unwavering faith, then it only had the option to align with creating and growing.
Because there's no reason for it to say no.
So you're saying if
There's
somebody
no
has
reason
this
for it to
word,
say no.
and if they're speaking life into their body to heal it with unwavering faith, because it's the doubt that like then speaks the opposite. Then they're speaking life into it, doing what you command it to do, which is to shrink and heal.
Yes.
And your word is that one, and the Bible says in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and that's how God created. So then basically we're tapping into our God self to be able to speak. Whoa. So we're speaking into the dimension, and the dimension is creating. And God basically tells us, like, ye are gods. You're made in my image. So that which I do, ye shall be able to do. So then if God was able to speak into creation, then you can do that same thing too.
Yes.
Yes. So then when you're speaking into the mirror, your creation, then talk to us about that.
They're speaking light into the mirror and it comes back to you.
Why? Because you're opening up a portal?
Yes. You speak to the universe in the mirror.
Yep.
Because I had this dream, right, where a snake was talking into a mirror. He was talking down about himself. And then the reflection said, wow, you must have a really low self-esteem.
Because it's just reflecting what's in you. You can't get mad at the mirror because the mirror is just reflecting what you're giving it.
Your life is only reflecting what you're giving it.
Then you're going to get negativity back.
Yes.
That's why one of the most powerful parts of the day is in the morning when somebody looks at their self for the first time, because that's their first introduction to the timeline they woke up in.
Yes.
And so when they wake up, what's the first thing that they must do so that they can set their timeline in motion?
Talk to me nice.
You look in the mirror and you say the positive things that you are. So there was this group of friends that they turned off all the lights in the house and they looked at the mirror. And they did it for nights in a row. And a few nights in, their face started to look distorted, right?
Okay.
Several nights later, it didn't look like their face at all.
What do you think happened?
So they looked at the mirror, they looked at themselves for so long that it completely shed the outer shell. And then they saw what they really were.
So when people are looking in the mirror and it distorts, that's allowing them to see who they really are?
Yes.
And then what does that
That's
do?
why if like a bully looks in the mirror, they see like this ugly thing, a disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do, baby. So if you look in the mirror and your face stays the same, then does that mean you have a pure heart?
Yes.
So I'm the first person in the world to regrow a working thyroid in 2019. And
Tell me that wasn't amazing. Well, I lost my visibility and everything because I showed that video, but I don't care. It's so vital for you guys to see it. You know, it's important for us to understand that we do have power, and we do have power to be able to make ourselves healthy, make ourselves sick. We have power to keep hate going. We have power to keep love going. We have power to do many things here, y'all. And it is for you to take the initiative to be able to flow, to grow, to heal, to shift. But you must utilize the power of your mind, because that is referring to your cognitive and conscious, mental and physical power that allows a person to think, reason, feel emotions, and remember. Your spirit generally refers to that non-physical vital essence of a person or living being, often tied to consciousness, character, or the soul. And the soul is your unique emotional and physiological identity. And that ties back into your spirit, which ties back into your consciousness. So whatever you become conscious of, that's what you're going to produce. Whatever you are conscious of right now, that is what you are producing. And so I want you to really take the initiative to understand that you are a powerhouse, that you are a serious powerhouse. Get your mind together, y'all. Get your mind together, because you getting your mind together is going to make things, it's going to shift a lot for you. You getting your mind together is going to change exponential elements of your life. It's going to change your life in ways that you could not even imagine. People, places, and things will just start to line up. But you must, and when I say you must let yourself get into the alignment of it. You must let yourself get into the flow of it. Stay in the pattern of it. Stay in the alignment of it. Do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Keep your mind focused on what it is that you want for your life. Nothing more, nothing less. When you see yourself in the mirror, make sure that you're speaking right. I don't care. Don't pick yourself apart at no point in time. Even if there's something that you don't like on your body, there's always something that you do. Look at that part. Look at that part every day and appreciate your life. Look at that part of you every day. I don't care if it's your eye. I don't care if you like your lashes and that's all you like about yourself. Focus on the things that you like about yourself and go from there. Focus on the things that you see for yourself and go from there. Because when you do, you're going to see a huge transition heal in your life. You're going to see your life transform in ways you couldn't even imagine. You couldn't even imagine. So I want you guys to start. I want you to start utilizing your mental and physical power. I want you to start, and I want you to do something with it. I want you to recognize who you are, recognize your power, recognize your light, and do something. Change one thought today. Change your mind today. Look at yourself and stop calling yourself sick. Stop claiming all this disease. Stop claiming these things as if it's yours. Start to speak into you. I am healthy, happy. Start to shift your consciousness so that you can get out of life what you're looking for. And I'm telling you right now, you weren't sent here to play small. Anything small you're dealing with in your life right now is because you have made yourself that. You've accepted that. You have accepted the thing that has not worked for you. It never worked for you. But here you are, just eating it up like breakfast. It's time for you to get your mind in a place that you will see you will change your life. You can remote view, you can hear, you can taste, you can smell, you can touch, all of the senses are yours to have. It's just which ones do you want to fuel? Which ones do you want to make happen? But they're all happening at the same time. I have a tattoo that says, "You're only as important as I make you." Yeah. You are only as important as I make you. When I use my power towards the things that I need to use my power towards, I won't be suffering. I won't be suffering. So happy Sunday to all of you. Welcome in. Thank you for being here today, for letting yourselves come and regain your power. Realign, do whatever you need to do with it, because you've always had it. You've just been giving it away. and whatever reconnection you need to have right now. Remember, connect is in reconnect. Get yourself together. Let's get this breakthrough season. This is your breakthrough season. This is the time.
This is my breakthrough season.
You get to heal. You get to shift. You get to
the moment where the walls that held me.
You get to break them things down, baby.
Finally bow to the God who freed me.
Come on now.
Where every delay
You're
becomes
the God
direction.
that freed you.
Every
You're
setback
the God
becomes
that's
setup.
freeing you.
Every
Okay.
closed door becomes protection.
Talk to me.
I'm standing in a space.
Yes,
I
we
once
are.
prayed just to survive, and now I'm thriving in it with the strength storms taught me.
We striving now.
I remember the pressure, the kind that squeezes your chest.
You used to have anxiety.
It makes you question
You
your
used to have
own
depression.
voice.
You used to have overthinking.
I remember the nights
look
where
at you
silence felt louder than prayer, where hope
You in
felt
control
thin,
now.
where fear felt familiar. But even then,
even then,
you were breaking things I didn't see. You were snapping chains I didn't know I carried.
Every day
you
come
were
here and you
shifting
breaking some shit.
atmospheres while I was learning how to breathe again. Breakthrough season means
Talk to
I'm
me.
not fighting the same battles anymore.
No.
The weight that used to crush me doesn't even move me now. The lies that used to haunt me don't even whisper now. The doors that used to reject me don't even fit me now. I've grown past the places that tried to keep me small. Lord, I thank you for the breaking, not the breaking of me, but the breaking around me, the breaking of cycles, the breaking of fear, the breaking of silence, the breaking of everything that tried to convince me I wasn't chosen. You broke what held me so you could reveal what was waiting for me.
Break it.
Feels like waking up, breaking, and realizing.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Mr. Law.
Waking up and realizing the storm didn't win.
Thank you.
The valley didn't swallow me. The pain didn't define me. It feels like breathing deeper, walking lighter, trusting louder. It feels like heaven whispering, I'm proud of you for surviving what was designed to stop you. I'm stepping into rooms built from prayers I whispered through tears
right
nobody
now.
saw. I'm walking
Nobody
into opportunities
has
that
power
match
over
my
your
calling,
mind.
not my comfort.
Nobody.
I'm rising with a
Unless you
confidence
believe in the body,
I didn't
take
have
your
before the
control.
breaking. I'm
Come on,
carrying
y'all.
the fire.
Come
Only
on.
pressure could ignite. Lord, I
Come
thank you
on.
for the breakthrough, for the moment the weight lifted, for the moment the fear loosened, for the moment the chain snapped. I thank you for the clarity that came after confusion, for the peace that came after panic, for the joy that came after
Thank you,
judgment.
God.
I
Thank you, God.
for the strength that came from every season.
Thank you.
I thought would break me.
Thank you.
This is my breakthrough season.
This is your breakthrough season, honey.
Just get through. Where I don't just get through.
Breakthrough, baby.
Break through. Where I don't just rise.
This is your breakthrough.
Where I don't just heal.
Come
I
on now.
transform. I'm stepping into everything. You promised me with hands lifted, heart open, spirit ready. Because you never stop being God. Even when I almost stopped believing I could be free.
Come on, y'all. Talk to me. This is your breakthrough season. What are you gonna do with your breakthrough? This is your time. Nobody's stopping you.
This is my breakthrough
2026,
season.
don't tell me you don't know better. We fucking know better. Now what are we gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about all that God has brought you through? What are you going to do with this power that you have right now? Are you going to continue to give it away? Are you going to continue to feed into the sickness? Are you going to continue to feed into the depression, the anxiety? Like, what are you going to continue to feed into right now? Because you're the one that has all the power over what you're feeding right now. You're the one cooking the pot. You're the one putting the ingredients in. You're the one making this stew, baby. If you don't like what's in the pot, you could just change the ingredients. Change the ingredients. Oop, you accidentally put too much salt. What you gonna do next time? You gonna put that much salt? No. No. And guess what? If you take some bread and stick it in there, or you take a potato and you stick it in there, you could suck up some of that salt. You could suck up some of that salt. Yes, you can. If your rice is too soggy, you could use the bread. Use a potato. You put a whole potato. Don't even cut it. Just take the whole potato and drop it in there, and it will absorb all the extra salt. I'm telling you what I know. And so you have all the ingredients right now. God has given you everything right now to become exactly what you want to become. Because you're God in flesh, honey. You omnipresent. You doing it. Whether you think you're doing it or not, whether you're waiting for Jesus to come and do it for you, whether you're waiting for Buddha or Muhammad, you might be waiting for somebody. You're waiting for somebody else to teach you. You're waiting for somebody else to guide you. And your spirit is saying, hello. Your spirit is screaming at you, hello. I'm talking to you. I'm telling you what to do. I'm showing you what to do. I'm guiding you step by step. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda, listen. Linda, you start to listen, baby, you're going to find yourself in a good place. So you want to get your mind together. You want to get your power, your mental and your physical. Your physical power is, what do you feed yourself? Do you take a walk? How do you treat yourself? How do you do? That is your physical power. Your physical power is what you're doing. That's your actions. Your mental power is, hello, what the hell are you thinking? What are you thinking? So I want you guys to have that faith over that fear. I want you guys to have that faith over that fear. Because I think once you start to learn that your faith is the key here. Your faith is your trust and your confidence. Faith is just trust and confidence. I am confident that I'm going to get better. I'm confident that my life is unfolding beautifully. I'm confident. Because I may not know what's happening behind the scenes. But I know it's something good because I command it. I demand it. And I let go of the fear because the fear ain't doing shit for me anyway. Fear is just getting in the way of my power.
I used to wake up with my heart racing.
Faith over fear, baby.
Like fear had set an alarm before I ever opened my eyes. Like doubt had already clocked in for work.
Yep.
Before I even swung my feet out the bed.
How many of y'all are living in that life
But
right
somewhere
now?
between the breaking and the healing, between the storm and the stillness.
Yep.
I learned that fear only wins when faith stays silent. And I refuse to stay silent anymore.
I refuse to stay silent.
See, fear tried to narrate my story. Tried to underline every weakness.
Yep.
Highlight every wound. Circle every moment I didn't feel enough. But
come on.
Faith stepped in like a highlighter of heaven. Marking every promise God whispered when I thought he was quiet.
Yep.
I learned that courage ain't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move anyway. Breathe anyway. To rise anyway. Trust God.
Love anyway.
To trust God anyway.
Anyway. Anyway.
So I started praying with a different posture. Not begging, but believing. Not shaking, but standing. Not questioning, but surrendering. Because when you survive storms that should have swallowed you whole, you stop negotiating with fear and start walking with authority.
Come on, walk with your head high today.
It's not just a phrase, it's a lifestyle, a heartbeat, a war cry wrapped in worship. It's the sound of chains
only have it
breaking
'cause you
without
gave it to
making
me.
a sound. It's the quiet confidence that God is already in the place
Take
you're
your
afraid to
power.
step
Take it.
into.
God's
I've
already
been
there.
through nights where the darkness felt personal, where the silence felt loud, where the weight felt heavier than my own name. But even then, God was teaching me how to breathe underwater, how to stand in fire, how to walk through valleys without losing my vision. Fear told me I was alone. Faith told me I was covered. Fear told me I was unqualified. Faith told me I was chosen. Fear told me to give up. Faith told me to get up, and I did every time, even when my knees shook, even when my voice cracked, even when my heart whispered, Lord, I don't know. Faith answered. It does.
Thank you so much.
So now I pray with intention. Lord, give me wisdom to choose right.
Move with intention.
Strength to
today.
keep
Come
walking.
on, y'all. Let's get it. Let's
Peace
get
to
it.
release what's not mine, and courage to step into what is. Give me clarity where confusion tried to live.
Woo.
And breakthrough where delay tried to linger. Cover me in your timing, your truth, your protection, your purpose. Because my story isn't fear written anymore. It's
not.
faith authored.
It's not.
Heaven edited, God approved.
Yes.
And every chapter that tried to break me is now a paragraph of power. Every tear that fell
what are you
is
gonna
now
do with
ink
this
on the
power?
page. Every prayer I whispered,
You're gonna put it
is
back
now
into another
prophecy
problem?
unfolded. I'm not who fear said I was.
Oh.
I'm who God says I am.
Woo.
And I walk like it, talk like it, pray like it, rise like it, live like it. Faith over fear. Today, tomorrow, always. Not because I'm perfect, but because He is present. Not because I never feel afraid, but because fear no longer gets the final say.
Fear does not have the
So here
final
I
say over your
stand,
life.
unshaken, unmoved, unbroken, unbothered, covered, called, chosen. Becoming everything God whispered.
Everything God whispered. Everything.
When I didn't even know how to whisper back. Faith over fear. Forever. And amen.
Amen. Amen. Oh, well, that's right on time. 'Cause
Hey,
that's what I
baby.
was going to play. So today I want you to keep watering
Yeah,
yourself. I want you to
The one who carries storms in her chest.
go look in that mirror today and just say,
And still try to smile like
I'm
sunshine.
worthy of every good thing.
Come
I want you to look in that mirror today. And I want you to
I want to
see
talk to
God.
the you that prayed with a cracked voice.
Because you are seeing
The you
God
that
in
held
that
her
mirror.
breath
Stop
through heartbreak.
disrespecting it.
The you that thought
Stop talking
silence was
shit about
strength
you.
and exhaustion was
Can
obedience.
we water you today? Can we water
I
you
want to talk
today?
to the you that almost folded.
Come on,
Because
baby.
life kept pulling at your petals. Like it didn't know you were God designed to rise again. You remember those nights? The ones where your tears rolled so heavy. They felt like they were trying to baptize you into a
I
version of
baptized
yourself
myself a few times, baby.
you didn't ask for.
Baby, I balled my ass off
losing
many
pieces.
times.
You thought
Yeah.
you were falling apart.
I did.
You thought your roots were snapping under the weight of everything you carry. But baby, you weren't breaking. You were deepening. You were anchoring.
Yeah.
You were learning the language of survival.
Oh,
And
my
the
hair's
dialect
standing
only
up.
God
Oh, my
and
God.
your soul understood. I
Let's
used to
get that
think my
soul
roots were
together, baby.
breaking.
Thank
They
you,
were
baby.
reaching
Thank
deeper.
you, Jay. Let's get
Every
that.
tear
Let's
was
get that soul
irrigation.
together.
Every heartbreak was a shovel. Every disappointment was God loosening the soil around a destiny that needed room to expand.
Because you've been limiting
Growth
yourself.
don't always look like blooming. Sometimes it looks like disappearing. Sometimes it looks like being covered. Sometimes it looks like God hiding you.
Sometimes
So
you
the
guys
wrong
gotta go by
hands can't
yourself to
harvest
get your
you
mind together.
before your
You might not be
season
able
is
to do it with the
arrived.
world. It's okay.
You weren't dying, you were being replanted. You were
That's what's
being
happening to you.
rerooted. You were being rewritten by a God who don't waste pain and don't misplace purpose.
Ooh, got it, baby. Miss
And that
Gracie,
past
that's why
version
you're
of
here
you,
right now.
the one who almost gave up, she wasn't weak. She was watering you with her endurance, her grit, her stuff.
You just been watering yourself.
She held the line.
Time to grow, honey.
Until you could hold yourself.
Time to grow, honey.
Keep watering yourself. Even when you feel dry, even when the sun don't show, even when the world don't clap, baby, you're still growing. Baby, you're still glowing.
You ain't done yet.
You're still
I don't care what the fuck you're going through.
Look at you now. Look
They
at
could
the
have
way
counted you
peace
out,
sits on your shoulders,
taking you
like you
down.
finally found a home. Look at the way you glow.
Baby.
Don't ask permission to walk into a room.
Come
Look
on
at
now.
the way your voice don't
Come on
tremble
now.
when you speak your truth anymore. You learn to pour into yourself without waiting for someone to hand you a cup. You learn to love yourself without waiting for someone to clap for you. You learn to grow without needing a witness. That's divine evolution. That's spiritual hydration. That's the glow God gave you.
Come on, baby. God
When he
gave it to
said,
you already.
Baby, you are not done.
God
And
gave
girl,
it to you already.
don't forget the women who came before you. The ones who watered the ground with prayers you never heard, but still benefited from. The ones who held their tongue so you could find your voice. The ones who bent so you could stand tall. Their strength is in your soil. Their faith is in your bloodstream. Their resilience is in your roots. You ain't just growing for you. You're growing for every woman who didn't get the chance to bloom out loud. So look in the mirror, baby. Look at the woman staring back at you. Look at the softness she fought for. Look at the boundaries she built. Look at the peace she protects.
That's
Look
the
at the glow
artist right
she
here.
carries like a prophecy fulfilled.
People be stealing the hell out of this girl's music. So whenever you want to listen to anything from her, please
You
go in the
transformed.
testimony and listen
You
to
kept
it.
Because
watering
there's a
yourself.
lot of people stealing her music because she's not copywritten.
When you were the
So
only
they're
one
stealing her
pouring.
music left, right, and center.
So keep watering
Just go under her page.
baby. Keep tending to the garden inside you. Keep honoring the girl who survived, so the woman in you could rise.
That's the name of the song. Keep watering yourself.
And when you feel tired, when you feel unsure, when you feel like slipping back into old versions of yourself, remember this: you are not who you were. You are who you kept growing into. And God ain't finished with your bloom.
God ain't finished with you yet. God ain't done with you yet.
You know what a truly powerful person never does?
So what I want you guys to do is take all that pressure. that
Pressure
you're
didn't
feeling
just
right
visit
now,
me.
Turn it into power, and then thank
It
you,
lived
God.
with me.
Thank you, God, for taking all that pressure that you've been
Sat on my
under.
chest like a lesson I didn't ask for,
You took it.
but somehow
Because
needed.
your soul is like, you ain't dead yet. Get up. You ain't dead yet.
And every
Get
time
up.
life tried to crush me, God
You ain't
whispered,
dead yet. Get up.
push back.
Push back. Push
Because the
back
weight
with
that tried to
sickness.
break me
Push
became my
back with that
training.
abuse. Push back.
Carved out a woman who could lift what once made her
back,
tremble.
Come on now.
Sculpted a spine that could carry the kind of purpose
Come on now.
you can't fake, borrow, or buy.
You can't buy this shit. I can't do it for you.
I learned early
I
that
can't
sweat
do
is
it
a
for
kind
you.
of prayer. Not the loud kind, not the Sunday kind.
Come on now.
But
That's
the
'cause
kind
it's
you
Sunday.
whisper with your
This is
body
every day.
when your spirit is
24
too
hours a
tired
day.
to speak.
Talk to your damn self.
Sweat said what
Talk
my
to me
mouth
nice.
couldn't. It said, I'm still here. It said,
Said
I'm
I'm
trying. It said, God, don't leave me in this valley alone. And discipline. Discipline became my devotion, my ritual, my altar, my daily offering to the future me who kept calling my name, even when I didn't feel worthy of answering. Pressure turned to power in me. Every tear became fuel for my feet. I didn't rise because it was easy. I rose because staying low felt like dying. Now every step I take is holy, holy, yeah. Every breath I breathe is earned. People love to bloom, but never to breaking.
Yes, Jay.
They clap for the rise.
They were clapping
but never
your
the
ass.
night you held yourself together with nothing but a frayed whisper and a God who refused to let you go. They didn't see me pacing the floor with swollen eyes and a tired soul, trying to remember why I shouldn't quit.
Come on now.
They didn't
Because
hear
God
the
ain't letting you go.
arguments
That's why you
between my
shouldn't
fear
quit.
and
Because God
my
ain't letting you
faith.
go.
Didn't feel the tug of war between who I was and who I was becoming.
You have a
But
war
I
going
felt
on there.
every ounce, every ache, every knot, yet that God turned into keep going. I didn't rise because the world applauded.
I didn't rise because y'all
I
applauded.
didn't rise because the path
I
was
didn't rise
smooth.
because y'all told me
I
it was
didn't
okay.
rise because I was
I rose because God was
fearless.
like, you ain't
I
there yet.
rose because
Staying low felt like
I rose
dying.
because my purpose kept knocking on the inside of my ribs like a child begging to be carried home. I rose
Come on now,
because
your purpose is
something
beating on
holy
you
in
today.
me refused to stay small,
Your
refused
soul
to stay silent, refused to
hates that
stay
you're being this quiet.
buried.
Come on, open your
Under the
mouth.
weight of who I used to be. Pressure turned to power in me.
Come on, y'all. Use that
Every
pressure.
tear
Use
became
that
fuel
pressure.
for my feet. I didn't rise because it was easy. I rose because staying low felt like dying. Now every step I take is holy. Every breath I breathe is earned. So if you're carrying weight tonight, don't curse it. Train with it. Pray through it. Rise from it.
Right.
Cause pressure is just power waiting on your yes. And baby, once you say yes, nothing can stop the woman you're becoming.
Yes,
Father,
nothing can stop who you're becoming, baby. I just want to let you know.
Before I ask for anything, before I reach for anything, before I dream of anything, I just want to sit in the quiet of your presence and say thank you. Not the quick thank you. I whisper when life is good, not the rush thank you. I say when blessings fall easy, but the deep thank you. From the gut, thank you. The thank you that comes from surviving storms.
Yes, yes.
I never told anybody about the thank you that rises from the ashes of who I used to be. The thank you that only comes from a soul that's been carried, rescued, restored, and rebuilt by your hands. Thank you, Father. For every night I cried myself to sleep thinking I was alone, only to wake up wrapped in a peace I couldn't explain. Thank you for every moment when my mind was loud, my heart was heavy, and my spirit was tired, yet somehow I was still held. Thank you for the strength that showed up in me like a quiet miracle. The kind of strength that didn't roar, but whispered, you're not done yet. Thank you for the breath in my lungs when anxiety tried to steal it. Thank you for the clarity that came after confusion tried to drown me. Thank you for the light you kept shining even when I was walking with my eyes closed. Father, you didn't just save my life, you saved my sanity. You reached into the places I hid from everyone else and healed wounds I didn't have the courage to name. You touched the parts of me that were trembling, the parts of me that were ashamed, the parts of me that were tired of pretending to be strong. You lifted burdens I carried.
Y'all better
so
say
long.
thank you.
I thought they were part of me. You broke chains I was wearing. You whispered truth into lies that had lived in my head for years. You reminded me that I am yours, and nothing broken stays broken in your hands. Thank you for every door you closed that I cried over, not knowing you were protecting me from what I begged for. Thank you for every delay that felt like punishment, but was really preparation. Thank you for every night that shaped me, stretched me, and strengthened me. Thank you for every storm that taught me how to pray deeper, trust harder, and stand taller. Thank you for every valley that humbled me, and every mountain that reminded me what victory feels like. Thank you for every season that stripped me, because it made room for the version of me you were growing. Father, you saw me when I was lost in my own thoughts, drowning in my own doubts, fighting battles nobody knew I was fighting. You saw me breaking in silence, and you didn't turn away. You didn't judge me, you didn't abandon me, you didn't let me fall apart without catching the pieces. You held me together when I didn't know how to hold myself. You loved me past my mistakes, past my fears, past my flaws, past the
get your mind together so you could understand.
You call me chosen when
that guilt you feel, that anger that you feel, that resentment you feel, all that, that's you holding it. God ain't holding that with you.
For the people
you holding that.
The ones who couldn't go where you were taking me. Thank you for the people you sent. The ones who prayed for me, spoke life into me, and reminded me who I am. Thank you for the lessons that hurt but heal. Thank you for the blessings that came disguised as heartbreak. Thank you for the breakthroughs that came after breakdowns. Thank you for the peace that came after surrender.
All the shit I've been through.
Thank you, man. After morning. Thank you for the glow that came after the crushing.
I've been crushed, Father, I've been beaten, I've been abused.
You didn't just rebuild me.
I've been broke,
you reintroduced
I've been
me
broken.
To myself.
But
you
man, the
woman
reintroduction to myself,
strong, chosen,
getting my
covered,
mind
called,
together,
anointed, protected, and purposed.
I changed my
you
whole
me
life
that
by changing my
enough,
mind.
That my pain
I just changed my mind.
Seeds, that my
I didn't do nothing else but that.
You showed me.
I just stopped looking at the lack of life. And I started looking at God. Yes.
Why you chose someone
you made me a God in flesh. Yes.
You stayed. When people left, you stayed. When I broke, you stayed. When I didn't know how to stay with myself, you stayed. Because your love isn't fragile, it's forever. So Father, if I never get another blessing, if I never see another miracle, if I never receive another open door, I'll still praise you. Because you've already done enough. You already carried me through enough. You already proven that you are God.
Yeah.
You are good, you are faithful, and you are mine. This gratitude isn't conditional, it's eternal. This praise isn't situational, it's foundational. This love isn't borrowed, it's rooted. So here I am, Father, not perfect, not polished, not pretending, just grateful. Just surrender, just yours. Saying with my whole chest, my whole soul, my whole story. Thank you, Father, for everything, for all of it. For never letting go of me.
Never letting go of me. Never letting go.
Trauma didn't knock.
Never letting go.
Walked in like it paid rent.
Oh shit.
Sat on my chest.
Tell me your trauma ain't sit down there
put his
like,
feet
hello?
Up on my piece and dared me to breathe around it.
Yep, it did.
I was young when I learned that pain had a voice.
Pain does have
in the dark.
I
it
heard
echoed
it.
in empty rooms, it lived in the spaces.
Oh my God.
Where love should have been. I learned to tiptoe around people who didn't know how to hold me. I learned to shrink myself so I wouldn't take up space in places that didn't want me whole. I learned to smile with a mouth full of broken glass and call it strength. But God, He met me in the pieces. Not the polished ones, not the Sunday morning. Hands lifted, hallelujah on my lips pieces. No, He met me in the midnight ones, the trembling ones, the God, I don't know if I can do this once. Trauma taught me how to brace for impact. God taught me how to rise after it. Trauma taught me how to hide my tears. God taught me how to let them fall and call it cleansing. Trauma taught me how to survive. God taught me how to live. There were nights I didn't pray with words, I prayed with breath, with shaking hands, with a heart that felt too heavy to carry, and somehow he heard all of it. I didn't find God in the light. I found him in the dark when I was curled up on the floor, trying to remember why I mattered, trying to remember why I should stay. And he whispered, you are mine. Not because I was perfect, not because I was strong, but because I was healed.
Yes.
Even in the breaking, especially in the breaking, trauma taught me fear. God taught me love. Trauma taught me silence. God taught me voice. Trauma taught me endings. God taught me resurrection. I used to think healing meant forgetting what happened, but healing is remembering without reliving. It's touching a scar and not collapsing. It's telling a story without shaking. It's looking at the wound and seeing wisdom instead of shame.
Come on now.
And baby,
God didn't leave y'all nowhere.
that took time, that took tears, that took nights where I held myself because nobody else knew how. That took mornings where I had to choose to get up even when
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
felt like a second skin.
Come on.
God,
Sometimes it do.
he stayed when people left.
God never left you.
When
You
I
keep running
pushed
out the
him
house.
away.
But the house is still there. The
When
door's
I
wide
didn't
open.
feel worthy.
You just gotta walk in,
When
baby.
I didn't feel anything at all. Trauma taught me how to build walls. God taught me how to build walls. Trauma taught me how to run. God taught me how to return. Trauma taught me how to fight alone. God taught me.
You're the one having
I
the
never
dreams,
had
not Harpreet.
When I look at the woman I've become, I see every battle I survived, sitting like jewels in my crown. I see every tear shining like oil on my skin. I see every why me turning into thank you. Because the truth is, I didn't just survive trauma, I transformed through it. I found God in it. I found myself because of its sign. A woman who walked through fire, learned the language of pain, and still came out speaking praise. A woman who met God in the very places that tried to destroy her. A woman who survived and then learned how to live. Join the velvet testimony. I didn't wake up floating on sunshine.
No, this is what I want to play right here. And then after this,
before I say a word,
I'm going to say bye-bye to y'all. But I want you to
Let me
know
honor
that
the hands
what's
that
happening
held
to
me
you is not by luck.
when I couldn't hold myself.
It's not, it's you. It's you fighting for you.
Let me honor the prayers
You
that went
taking
up for
charge
me
over your life.
before I even knew how to pray.
Stepping in for yourself, baby.
myself.
What's happening to you right now isn't luck.
Let me honor the storms that didn't
This is
swallow me.
God
shape
talking to you.
me. Let me honor the God who didn't rush my becoming but refined me.
Come on now.
Until I could carry the weight of my own life.
And you can't carry the weight. So let's go.
Because this season, this moment, this glow is not accidental. It's ancestral, it's earned, it's carved, it's cultivated. It's mine because I built it with bare hands and borrowed strength.
Thank you, Lord.
People love to clap for the finished product.
Thank you, God.
But they never ask about the process.
They don't.
They love to shine, but They don't ask about the shadows I had to walk through to get here.
They don't know about all that you went through.
They don't know about the nights
Stop
I cried so
explaining
hard.
it.
I had to remind myself to
They
breathe.
weren't there, so
They
why
don't
are
know
you
about the
explaining
moments
it?
I woke up with swollen eyes, but
Just get
still
your mind right, baby.
God, if you give me strength, I'll try again. They
That's
don't
all
know
you're
about the
doing.
days I felt invisible, unseen, unpicked, unprotected, but still kept building like a woman who knew her future depended on her faithfulness. I didn't stumble into the season. I sowed into it. I suffered into it. I sang my way through it. I survived my way into it. Brick by brick, brick by brick, tip by tip. I built this. I built me. Brick by brick. My turn wasn't luck. It was labor. It was holy sweat. It was sacred grind. It was me choosing myself. On days I barely recognize
Come on,
myself.
y'all. Choose
My
yourself
turn
today,
didn't
baby.
come.
Choose yourself.
I created it with God in my lungs
mask on,
and my ancestors humming in my bones. See,
Put your mask
I'm not
on,
new
baby.
to the fight. I'm familiar with the battlefield. I know what it feels like to rebuild myself with nothing but a mustard seed and the memory of who I used to be. I know what it feels like to be overlooked until God
You know what it's
said,
like. You
now
know what
watch
it's
me
like.
make her undeniable.
But you are undeniable.
I know what it feels like to be counted out until heaven whispered, baby, you were never out. You were in training. This ain't coincidence. This ain't chance. This ain't love. This is lineage working up in my bloodstream. This is purpose stretching its arms in my chest. This is every woman before me who didn't get a turn but still prayed I'd get mine. I didn't bloom out of nowhere.
Come on,
I bloomed out of wounds, out of worship, out of waiting rooms where God was rearranging my destiny behind the scenes. I bloomed out of broken that didn't break me. I bloomed out of battles that didn't bury me. I bloomed because I refused to let the darkness convince me that the light wasn't coming. Let me tell you something. Favor feels different.
Yeah.
When you fought for it.
You fought for this.
Peace hits deeper when you bled for it.
You did.
Joy tastes sweeter when you cried for it. And
How many tears have you shed?
Purpose becomes personal when you realize
Come on
you
now,
didn't
baby.
wait for a door.
You're not
You
waiting.
carved one out the wall
You are
with nothing but
it
faith,
by opening
grit,
your mind. Come
and
on,
a God
baby.
who
It's all in
refused to
your
let you
mind.
fold.
Open the fucking door.
So don't call it luck, call it labor, call it legacy.
Open the
Call
door.
it the
Open
long
the
road,
door.
finally paying you back with interest. My turn wasn't luck, it was labor, it was late nights, wet pillows and whispered prayers. It was every keep going, I told myself, when quitting felt easier. My
easy to
turn
quit.
didn't come.
It's easy to quit.
Created
Change your mind right now. I'm a winner, baby. I'm a
every inch of this
winner.
light. So when you see me shining,
You didn't do this by luck.
know this.
You took your mental
I didn't
and
stumble
physical
into
power
my season. I built
and you used it right. Come on, y'all.
brick by brick,
Brick by brick.
prayer by prayer,
Prayer by prayer.
tear by tear,
And tear
and
by
I'm
tear.
still
You're still here.
building because God ain't done with me yet.
God ain't done with you yet, baby. So keep going, keep pushing, keep doing. And whenever you feel like you get stuck, just go back into your mind. Take that beautiful arrow and reshoot. You're not stuck ever. Ever. Just change your mind. I love you guys for being here today. Thank you. I appreciate you. I am taujaloveoracle, and this is I Am God's Success Project. I know, I see, I speak, I love, I do, I feel, I am. Let those words be your guide today. Change your mind so that you can get control over your spirit and your soul and keep everything in alignment. See y'all later.